Hey everybody, I hope you're all having a great day. So we're halfway through January, and I wanted to give a quick update as to how things have been going. Um, and so at the beginning of the year, I had made the decision to kind of concentrate on one thing at a time, and the first thing that I was going to concentrate on was my sleep. And I'll let you know what I've been doing. I have stuck to my plan. I created a sleep routine before bed, and I have stuck to it every single night. My son goes to bed at about 7:30. It takes me until about 8 o'clock to put him to bed, and then I go downstairs. I make myself a cup of calming tea, either chamomile usually or rooibos. And while that's cooling, I do static stretching, do full body static stretching just to kind of calm my central nervous system. Then I drink that tea, sit and chill with my husband for a little bit. And then at about 9 o'clock, I go upstairs and do my kind of pre-bed stuff. And then the only thing I haven't done is write in a journal. I haven't been doing that, but I've been reading. I have not turned the television on in the bedroom. And it seems to be, at least so far, and I've been going to bed and getting up at the same time. So I've been going to bed, being in bed a little bit after 9 o'clock, and being asleep usually by about 9:30. And I've had maybe 2 nights in the last couple of weeks. 2 weeks, yeah. Excuse me. I've had about 2 nights in the last 2 weeks that I've not been able to get to sleep right kind of when I wanted to. And then I've been getting up at 5. I've been getting up at 5 every single day. I used to, on the weekends, sleep in. That's basically, and it's funny because everyone that complains about, oh my God, when daylight savings comes around or when daylight savings ends, all the people complain. Oh, I'm losing an hour of sleep, or oh my God, I have to get up earlier, blah, blah, blah. And these same people are probably sleeping in on the weekends and staying up late, and they're doing worse to themselves every week than they are twice a year when daylight savings rolls around. But anyway, so I've been doing that, and it's been helping. I'm definitely a little tired because I've been getting up at 5 and been getting up at 5 every single day, even on the weekends. But I also kind of like having the morning to myself in the house before my son and my husband get up. It's kind of nice to eat breakfast, chill, read a little bit, do some things that I need to get done. And then, so my sleep isn't as good as I had hoped by this point. Definitely, I do think it's better. It's generally better than it's been, but it's not as good as I'd hoped. So I did order some melatonin, and I say ordered, you can find it in the grocery store, but I had listened to a podcast with someone who was, they were talking about sleep. I don't know if he was a sleep expert, but they were talking about sleep. And he was saying that, most of the time the melatonin that you get is not in a small enough dose, that people take too much of it, and that actually has the opposite effect of what you want. Because I've taken melatonin and I've never found that it does that much for me. But you can't find less than a 3 milligram dose. And this person that I was listening to, I don't even remember who it was, to be honest. He was saying that most people need actually a 1/2, like a 0.5 to a 1 milligram dose. And so when I heard that, I was like, all right, I'm going to go try to find this. And I couldn't find it anywhere. I checked multiple drugstores and grocery stores, and the lowest I could find was 3 milligrams, and there were 5 and 10 milligram doses, which this guy was saying is just way, way, way too much. Not that you'll overdose on it, but you're not going to get as good a sleep as you would if you went with a lower dose. So I went online and I did some research, and I found a company that makes a 0.25 milligram dose. So then you can kind of make the dose whatever you want. So I have that on order. That should be here soon. And I'm going to see if that helps. Because like I said, it hasn't helped me in the past, but maybe I was taking too much of it. So we'll see. I want to get to a point where my sleep is consistent. I'm always probably going to have those nights where, I can't sleep, but I want those nights to be few and farther between than they are right now. It's been 2 weeks, and I, as it is, have had 2 nights where, it's like once a week I have a crappy night of sleep. That's way too often. So that's kind of my plan. And I've definitely also, I go to sleep at 9:30 and I wake up at 5 specifically because I want to get between 7 and 8 hours of sleep. I want to make sure I get at least 7.5 hours, but I find myself waking up a little early. I'll wake up at 4:30 before my alarm goes off. If I fall right to sleep and sleep through the night, which that is actually happening more often than it usually does. Like even on good nights of sleep in the past, it's been, well, I got a good night of sleep, but I at least got up and went to the bathroom once, maybe twice. That hasn't been happening. I've been going to bed, going to sleep, and sleeping through the night, for the most part. But I've found myself like those nights where I fall asleep and sleep through the night, I wake up at 4:30 instead of 5. I don't sleep until 5 o'clock. And I guess, there's this part of me that's like, well, I guess my body just wants 7 hours and that's it. But so I want to make that more consistent, that I sleep that full 7.5 hours. And, and I also find myself, I have woken up in the middle of the night, a couple of times, not for long periods, but, so it's still not where I want it to be. My sleep's still not where I want it to be. So I'm going to try the melatonin because I feel like I'm kind of doing everything else that I know to do that, but it's also only been 2 weeks and maybe it's going to take a little bit longer. So, we'll see. I'd rather not do it with, supplements, but melatonin is very safe. Obviously talk to your doctor before you take it. I got to say that caveat. But it's very safe. It's a natural, your body makes it. It's natural. And I know a lot of people who take it. So I'm going to give it a try and see how it goes. And I'll give you another update maybe in a couple weeks. And I had talked about like how I'm going to like structure this year in trying to slowly implement changes to my diet next after I try to get the sleep thing. And that might help too. I might get the sleep as good as I can get it without changing my diet. And then maybe a change in diet will help the sleep get even better. So my next month, I had talked about macros. I think next month I'm going to focus on hydration and water intake, because I think that'll be easier to focus on first. So that's the next thing. So I will fill you in more on that at the beginning of February. But I just wanted to give a quick update on how things were going with my sleep. And I do think overall it's better than it was. Still not quite where I want it, but definitely better than it was. I will say that. And that, even with getting up at 5 o'clock, I still drink my 1 cup of green tea and I'm pretty much going all day. I don't feel like I need to take a nap, and I'm not crashing in the middle of the afternoon. I'm not feeling like super exhausted or anything like that. So that is that. And I will be back tomorrow with a new video. I hope you enjoyed this. if you did, because I know sleep is like a big deal to, you know, a lot of people don't get enough. Most people don't get enough. And I know I'm one of those people. And partly because I'm a big stress ball and I need that a little bit of extra help when it comes to sleep. So hopefully my sleep, my journey through trying to get my sleep better will help other people get their sleep better. So if you enjoyed this, if you found it helpful, please hit that like button, share it, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all tomorrow with a new video. Bye.